Time dilation and climate change. Or why it was not a meteorite that killed dinosaurs. By now, we are all aware about heat retention in an atmosphere caused by carbon dioxide, methane, and even by water vapor. Excessive oxygen in an atmosphere causes the opposite cooling effect, even dire sometimes. There were several periods of oxygenation, when high levels of oxygen in the atmosphere triggered ice ages, in the history of our planet, with mass extinction caused by the Earth's surface freezing out. But not many know the most common physical reason for the recurrent mass extinctions, including dinosaurs dying out, which is neither meteorites hitting the Earth nor volcanoes eruption. The same extinction would have happened 66 million years ago on Venus, if life was there. I covered that in detail in Time Matters ebook. Let me bring the bullet points, and no need to be a physicist, enough to believe in astronomy to understand the topic. There are three sources for heating the Earth's surface. The Earth's primordial heat supply from hot magma and processes inside the Earth's core. The radioactive decay of radiogenic isotopes, like uranium and thorium, in the Earth's crust. The sun radiation from above the Earth, and there is only one way to dissipate this energy out of the Earth by radiating this heat into space vacuum, mostly as infrared, besides sunlight reflection. And there are biological ways for consuming and storing such energy, like plants producing carbohydrates using photosynthesis with sunlight. We find these storages as fossil fuels eventually. Coal deposits are 100% organic in origin, when most of oil and natural gas has non-organic origin. Energy from the sun that is not reflected or radiated back into space is consumed and deposited by/via life. Now, we need to understand a few things about time flow. Time speed is not absolute everywhere and always, like we think, and like Newton thought. Time flow varies. It can speed up or slow down. Einstein guessed that theoretically, and precise measurements confirmed his wild guess. There are three reasons for us not having perception of time speed. 1. Time flow/time speed is local, and we cannot think/feel out of the local box. 2. Time speed differences around us are minuscule. For example, time flow on the Earth differs from time flow away from the Earth only by 1/billionth. For a second on the Earth, 1.000000001 of a second passes far away from the Earth. It seems minuscule, but all the weight/gravitation we feel comes from that time dilation alone. 3. Time speeds up in the universe. For example, its speed increased by a factor of 2 in the last 14 billion years. Such a rate, if scaled down from 14 billion years to 70 years of a person's life, gives a rate of time speed change of 0.000000001. Impossible for us to notice. A second 70 years ago equals 1.000000001 of a second now. The most significant change in space-time flow is between inside the arms of spiral galaxies and outside of the arms, with rate of change of about 0.001. For a second outside of the arms, 1.001 of a second inside the arms passes. Our Milky Way is a spiral galaxy, and 66 million years ago our solar system exited the Scutum Centaurus arm of the Milky Way. When our solar system was exiting the Scutum Centaurus arm of the Milky Way, time in our solar system slowed down. Check a nice computer simulation from James McNeill about stars moving in and out galactic arms. But a much more significant difference is between atomic and particles, time and space-time. Time flow inside particles/atoms is many times slower than time flow in space. That is because of time locality, and because atoms and particles were created a long time ago, when time in the universe was very slow. Basically, time in particles/atoms is canned time from a slower time universe. Read chapter 11 in Time Matters ebook about more cases of canned/slow time. We have learned all we need to know about time flow. Now, what happens to inflows and outflows of energy on the Earth, when/if time in the solar system, on the Earth, the Sun, and even Venus, slows down? Primordial heat radiation slows down, and so is heat dissipation from the Earth to space. That should not set heat/climate balance off. The Sun radiation will slow down a bit, because the fusion reaction between colliding hydrogen atoms slows down. But still, the Sun radiation that stays on the Earth, and not reflects or radiates as infrared from it, is minuscule compared to either primordial heat or radioactive decay. Sunlight does not cause tectonic activities like two other sources. Radioactive decay of radiogenic isotopes does not change, because atomic time does not change, only space-time changes. There is even more to it. Check PPS at the end. Speed/intensity of radioactive decay of radiogenic isotopes does not change, so the heating energy from it does not change. But heat dissipation from the Earth to space decreases. That leads to the Earth crust heating up, resulting in an increase of tectonic and volcanic activities. More carbon is supplied into the atmosphere from volcanic activities, combined with photosynthesis reduction due to solar activity decline in volcanic ash in air and on plants screening sunlight, that leads to oxygen reduction in the atmosphere. Big warm-blooded species, like dinosaurs, got a double hit, increased temperature, even at night time, and lowered oxygen, which resulted in their extinction. Meteorites activity increases when the solar system crosses borders of Milky Way arms, as it is explained in Time Matters eBook by geodesic lines change caused by time dilation. But that is just an additional complication, and not the root cause of the extinction of dinosaurs. Though it is a common misconception, even among renowned physicists, that a meteorite killed dinosaurs. But if look at H-bomb test results carefully, damage on the Earth's surface is basically limited to about 10 miles radius. Dr. Edward Teller explains such limitation by a chunk of the atmosphere at this radius being thrown out into space. And this radius does not increase even with a 1,000 times increase of the explosion power. The same limitation applies to a meteorite hit, plus 10 miles around meteorite. In the next video, Dr. Teller suggests that a meteorite hitting the ocean would be much more destructive by triggering huge tsunami. But such a hit being deadly to dinosaurs, and not to sharks in oceans, and not to alligators or crocodiles on continents, just does not add up. Big cold-blooded and small warm-blooded species survived this extinction 66 million years back. It happened when the solar system was exiting a Milky Way arm and was entering a slower time zone. It took a while. P.S. and yes, it is the same Dr. Edward Teller who helped Bob Lazar to get into the E.G.and.G special project in Area 51. He looks younger in this interview, and so is Bob Lazar. PPS actually, radioactive decay surges when space-time slows down, which sounds counterintuitive, unless you read Time Matters eBook chapter 27. The barrier between slow atomic time and space-time lowers down then. Thus, energy flow from radiogenic isotopes increases when the Earth, along with the solar system, leaves a Milky Way arm, which contributes to the Earth warming even more.